Have you ever sat there and thought to yourself, I have a lot of money and I really want to spend it all on this game, but I'm not quite sure where, and those VIP 18 bases look really cool. How should I spend my money to get that? If that's you, then you are in the right place today. Welcome back, everyone, and let's get started on another episode. Today we are going to be talking about getting to VIP 18 and the best ways to maximize your money in this game to not only get you to VIP 18 fast, but to also guarantee you're going to be at the top in your server grouping. And while we are on the topic of VIP 18, if you look at all the VIP levels, you will see you get bonuses every time you level up in the VIP tiers, VIP 18 being the max. And getting up here, you'll see you get the unit healing rate speed, which is 30%. Very, very helpful, especially because more than likely, if you're at this level, you're doing a lot of attacking and probably a lot of defending as well. So being able to heal troops fast is certainly a key aspect. And then the boost hero HP, boost hero attack, and defense all by 12.5%. Just for a frame of reference, where I am at, I'm almost to VIP 15. I'm kind of inching my way up there. But my HP attack and defense increase is only 7.5%. So an additional 5% for all those. It's essentially a base skin. The difference between VIP 14 and 18. On top of everything else, my unit healing speed is 20. And up there, it's going to be 30. And then if you see, you get additional bonuses, research speed, training speed, march speed, max units, research speed, training speed, all that stuff. And then obviously, again, when you get up to 18, all this stuff is going to be maxed out. Tons and tons of bonuses for getting to VIP 18 just by itself. Let's run back down to VIP 1, and you will see you have the ability to start purchasing these survivors right away. And if you are going to be a big spender and you're trying to maximize everything you're getting out of this game, you are going to want to pick up all of these packs all the way along the way and get these survivors maxed out, both Taylor and Shirley here. When you max out Taylor, she's going to give you a bunch of these boxes every day with random chances to get shards, these monuments, which help increase stats for your team, and as well as the energy ore and speed ups. So plenty of good stuff just getting out of those boxes. So great to pick up. And then, of course, Shirley here. When you upgrade her, she increases your hero attack, but she also increases your march size. There's not too many other ways to increase your march size outside of increasing the level of your troops and then also the tech that goes with your units. So very few ways to increase march size, and this is going to be one of them for you. So again, if you're trying to look for every advantage you can get, this is going to be one of them. Okay, so let's run through the daily sale, must buys, weekly deals, and all that stuff real quick. Obviously, daily sales, you can only pick up one of these every day. So pick whichever one you're trying to get out here as far as which hero you're trying to unlock. And then after that, moving on to the dailies. These are going to be some of the better value. Not that any of these packs are really good value, but these are going to be some of the better values compared to if you were to compare dollar to dollar versus what you get out of, say, something like the weekly deals. So jumping into here, I would probably avoid the gear packs. You're probably going to get a lot of gear anyways. So I would avoid this. That's just kind of a waste in my opinion. We have the Overlord shards. That's something you're probably not going to see on a new server. You will probably see drone parts, things like that in there. And then coming down here, you have the skill chip chest. This is probably something you may want to pick up just to help increase the level of your drone. Getting your combat boost stages leveled up will not only give you some fixed stat increases, but then they'll allow you these additional increases to your skill chips that you have equipped on your teams. So very, very helpful to level this up, and that's one of the few ways to get it. Get the boxes, open them up, and then just use whatever random pieces out there just to add to here and level this up. Another decent one would be the level 3 components. I'm not a huge fan of picking these up out of here, but again, if you're trying to get everything you can as fast as you can, drone components add a significant amount of power to your team. So getting every chest that you can imaginable along the way, this is going to be one of the ways to pick those up. And then drone parts, 20 for $5. That's actually not a bad deal. So I would recommend picking that up. Otherwise, everything else in here, I would say to avoid skill medals or things like that. You can pretty much pick up anywhere else along with the resources. While you can get a decent amount of resources in here, I would highly recommend picking those up out of the weekly deals or during holiday events. Just go crazy and get a lot of stuff out of those various events. You can get quite a few resources out of those. Going over to the weekly deals, there'll be some stuff in here that you will not see on a new server, like the oil. The skill, the Valor badges, well, I don't recommend picking these up. This is actually one of the few ways to get Valor badges. And if you're trying to push through tech really fast, get your tier 10 troops, it's going to take you a long time to get the Valor if you are not purchasing it somewhere. So unfortunately, this may be the only way to pick that up in order to get your tier 10 troops faster than everybody else. Here is another resource pack. This is going to be a little bit less value than you would have seen in the daily must buy because you're only getting 36 chests out of here versus if you were to spend 20 in the others, you should be seeing 40. So a little bit less as far as the actual amount of resource chests you're getting, but that's because they're throwing in speed ups. If you do have to go and buy some resources here and there along the way, that's not bad. I just highly recommend you do go and farm the zombie invasion event to maximize the resources and everything else you can get out of there, because you do get a ton of resources. You should be getting a few 100 million resources from doing zombie invasion if you're grinding it out every day. Going down to the drone components, this is probably the only chest that I would recommend picking up out of here because you have the selection chest. The reason this is so significant is because there are not too many options to get drone component choice chest. You're going to see more often the drone chest, which are just random. So I would highly recommend picking this up if you're trying to push fast because you can pick this up and select the missile. Always select the missile because that's going to give you the best amount of skill damage and damage output from your team. And it's on the right side. So it means it's harder to get because the chances of picking things out on the right side are less likely than on the left side of your component. So getting this, picking up the missile will help you get a jump start and getting to, say, level 8 and level 9 drone components really soon. While this is not good value at all, the 150 drone parts for $50, I would recommend you go to the daily must buy, get a couple of the daily must buys, and then on Mondays when the drone event is going on, the drone versus event is going on, picking out the packs out of there before you get to the $50 mark, because you are only getting 10 per $5, where the other ones you're getting an average of maybe 15 to 20. So this is really bad value, but it may be something you have to get if you're pushing. However, if you are coming up on a holiday event, just know that there's a pretty good chance that you can get a ton of drone parts out of there. This last Valentine's event, I managed to get 1,000 drone parts just by getting everything else. I just happened to get a lot of drone parts along the way. It's not like I was specifically buying those. And then the last two things, these are the only two things you're going to see on a new server. Everything else below this, the weapon shards and everything, you're not going to see on a new server because those aren't available yet. So the drone chip chest, while I say this is not terrible, I don't recommend because it's not a selection chest. The flip side to this is that you will be needing all your legendary components anyways, or chips anyways. So you might as well pick it up, get all your chips while you can. And then on top of it, everything else, if you don't need anything from these purple and greens, you can break those down again and use to level up your drone. So there's no reason not to pick this up. It's just a bummer that there's no selection chest. But eventually, when you open these all up, you are getting the premium chip material, which you'll use to craft chips anyways. So you will be able to eventually get the chips that you need just by opening these up too. And then the last thing, I highly recommend you avoid this pack because you can get 1,000 from holiday events for basically like 10 to 20 bucks. So to spend $100 here to get this, and then a universal decoration chest that doesn't even get you a holiday decoration item, I would say pass, 100% pass. While it does give you a decent boost at the start, this falls off tremendously. So the value there is just terrible. While the drone component choice chest holds its value for a long time. And then coming to the monthly pass, yes, you need to pick this up. Two reasons why. One, because you're getting a bunch of speed ups and stamina, which you're going to need. But then on top of that, you're getting a fourth march, which I would recommend you throw your first team in the fourth garage and level up the fourth garage. Going into the tech tree, you'll see the fourth garage, go into here, and you can level this up for a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time than you would garage 1. So max this thing out, put your first team in there, and you're ready to roll. And then you can work on garage 1 and garage 2 after that. If you're trying to maximize all the resources and everything, you could pick up the weekly pass. I don't recommend it. It's not like it's a ton of resources and a lot of value or anything. It's just something on top of, everything else you're picking up. If you wanted to, 20 bucks, it's not bad. Just a little something on top. So that's going to be completely up to you. Then jumping over here to the pack stores, you will see this is where the value really drops off compared to the daily must buys. So going through here, you'll see you only get 10 of the drone parts for $5. And then you only get 2 of the level 3 drone component chests. And then so on. As you go down here, you'll see that a lot of these packs drop off, and then $100 you get 900 decoration items. Again, I would totally avoid that. The pack store, I would say stay away from unless you are super close to something and you just need a few more items of something that maybe you ran out of in the daily must buys. You've already picked this up and you're just maybe say 2 million gold short and you need a little more iron. You can pick up this pack and get it. But again, you could just go hit somebody's base, take those resources from, say, a dead base or something, and get what you need from them versus coming in here and spending $5. Okay, so now that we've talked through all the daily must-buys and everything, let's talk about the Hot Deals store. Hot Deals is where you're going to see a lot of the weekly passes pop up, and then different stores like the Total Mobilization, Glittery Market, Ammo Bonanza, and all that stuff. I highly recommend you come into here, and this is where you're going to max things out. First of all, talk about the training passes. If you are trying to get resources, while this doesn't give you a tremendous amount of ore, you are going to get a lot of epic resource chests out of here, and you're going to get some ceramic and ore along the way. That would be the only reason why I would pick this up. After a while, you could probably just say forget it, because if you're maxing out a lot of other events, you're probably not going to need that much ore, or this is not going to mean too much to you eventually. So early on, you could probably pick this up, get the chest to help you grind out to headquarters 30 and get your tier 10 troops. And then jumping over to the various shops. So Total Mobilization, Glittery Market, Ammo Bonanza, those are the 3 ways you can get mythic prints. And if you're trying to be a whale, you need these. And so coming in here, spending $1,000, getting these prints, and then coming in and exchanging them, getting all of the level 5 drone components, picking up all of the legendary prints, and then getting shards that you need. This shard pack is not that bad. And then, maybe some premium chip material. This would be a good pickup as well. Trying to get all your chips maxed out as soon as you can. And a lot of the times the Total Mobilization is going on, you will see this energy loot quest up where you're going to get a ton of legendary shards, skill medals, blueprints, and other resources. This is mostly just going to be gold in here. But this is going to be so much better value than going in and buying out of the other stores, because you're going to get these no matter what when you max out this event and pick up the gear, the mythic prints. It's because you need to come in here and buy all these packs just to get up to this. And that will give you pretty much all of this stuff for free up to here. After that, you'll have to spend about $2,500 to get up to here and get all these total mobilization coupons. And you're going to get enough to build a couple different pieces of gear to level 2. Again, you're going to build your gear to 2-star and then 4-star. Don't build a bunch of 1 stars and a couple 2 stars and 3 stars here and there. Build them all up to 2 and then 4. If you got any questions, I do have a gear video if you want to go check that out. And then taking a look at the custom weekly deal, you'll see you'll have the option to pick up a couple different things. Always you want to pick up the drone parts just so you can continue to chip away at your drone levels. And then you can choose if you, this doesn't have the legendary shards in here, I have the weapon shards. But if you're trying to get some legendary shards and you're just a little bit short here and there, this will allow you to pick up 14 out of here. And then if you pick some more up in the second pack, you can get 28 throughout the week. And then you have the choice of getting ore, resources, speed ups. I would recommend getting the resources and ore. Then taking a look at the glittery market, you'll pick these coins up every day, these different packs. There will be a limit to how many you can pick up every day. With the first one, the $5 pack, you can only pick up 1. Then when you go to the actual market yourself, when you buy those different packs, you'll be able to pick up a level 5 drone component chest. Very, very good value. And then 200 drone component parts and the 1,000 ceramics. So while the 1,000 ceramics is not too helpful in the long run, if you're on a new account, getting that, being able to build a legendary piece of gear is kind of helpful. I wish eventually they would change that. They haven't. So it's just going to continue to be that apparently. But everything else in here is going to be really good for you to pick up because you're just going to get these things as you buy things out of the shop anyways. When you're in the store, the things I'd recommend picking up would be these luxury choice chests. Pick these up every day and pick out the level 5 drone components. Get this base here. It's one of the few bases you can buy outside of a holiday event that gives you all the stats, the full stats. Because the other ones that you may see in other shops are going to be 1% and 5% and or 5% and 3%, 3%. This is 5, 5, and 5, and it gives you HP defense and then the increased attack when you equip it. The Tower of Victory, this is a good one to pick up as well because you're going to get crit damage, which always good to have more crit damage. Not a bad one to pick up out of here, and it's going to take you a long time to max it out. So I wouldn't go crazy if you're going to be short on coins, and make sure you pick up all 10 mythic prints. That's going to be your number one goal out here. Get your mythic prints every time, and then probably the base and your level 5 drone components. If you've already bought the base, then yes, pick up all the drone components, pick this chest up every day, get the level 5 drone components. Coming down here, get all the mythic print or the legendary prints you can get out of here. And then get the legendary skill chip choice chest. This is the one I would recommend picking up. And then if you wanted to, you could also pick up the random chest too. They're going to be a little bit cheaper, but you don't know what you're going to get. So picking up the chip choice chest, I'd pick up all 5 of these and then build each chip up to level 5 and then move on to the next one. You could also pick up some more legendary shards and a bunch of resources using your gems. This would be not a bad place to pick up resources using your gems so you don't have to spend money. You can get a lot of them out of here. And then dropping down the 1,000 ore, that's kind of pricey for the ore that you're getting. If you're doing everything else, you should be getting tons of ore anyways. So you could probably pass on that unless you're really, really needing to, maybe another 10, 20,000 ore to get a mythic gear piece built up. And then you do have the mushroom base down here. This is good if you're attacking, say, the world boss. It's just going to give you a little extra damage. Or during your seasons. This is very helpful during the seasons as well. And zombie invasion. The skill medals, that's going to be kind of up to you. How many of these tokens you have left at the end of the event, if you want to pick up skill medals or not. 10,000 will get you through some levels early on pretty quickly, but you're going to need 20 to 30,000 when you start getting up towards maxing out your heroes. So this kind of falls off. And then circling back to the Valor, there are very few ways to get Valor early on. So you're going to be in a pinch when you're trying to get your tier 10 troops. So this could be a way to pick those up. They're going to be expensive, but if you have a lot of these glittery tokens laying around, you could pick some up out of here. And then with the glittery market, you may have this energy loot quest. It's not amazing, but this is where you're going to pick up some legendary shards and some skill medals. So you may not have to worry about picking up skill medals out of the glittery market. If you're going to be buying everything else, you're going to be maxing this out anyways. Okay, just a couple quick things on the drone. Again, when you're getting choice chests, make sure you're getting the level 5 drone components so you can get these things leveled up as fast as you can. And then when you get the selection chest for the drone components, get the missile, because you're going to have skill damage and hero attack, and then this just keeps increasing over time as this levels up. And this is going to do a ton of damage for you. And then taking a look at the drone chips, when you're upgrading these, like I said, make sure you are focusing on one at a time. Don't level them all up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to get, say, the quantum field up to 5. Get the firestorm up to 5, then get your fission up to 5, and then the resonance armor up to 5. Because level 5 is where you get the big boost, and then after that you can continue to level them up to 10. While we don't have a holiday event going on, I would recommend saving up, probably, or being prepared to pay about $4,000 to $5,000 to max out the holiday events and get tons of rewards. You're going to get probably a base skin, a base effect, along with many other things that you'll need, including they usually throw in drone parts and drone components in those as well. And the last thing that I would say that you could always pick up would be the express contract. When you pick this up and re-roll these, you're going to get these items here, but then you can run a new gold train. And so not only can you run 1 per the day, but then you can run up additional 2 more, so up to 3 trains. And when you conduct the train, you can get drone parts, drone components. You're going to get skill medals. You're going to get ore. This is another really good way to get a ton of rewards as well. While you do have to pay $100, but then your whole alliance is benefiting from this. And I know they're going to do an update to this soon. That's going to add some new little perks to it. So this may become even more useful. Well, I hope this video helped if you were planning on being a whale in the game, a mega whale. And if you weren't planning on being a whale, maybe this will just help you become, a good spender. Maybe you're not looking to spend tens of thousands a month. Maybe you're looking to spend a few thousand a month, and this will help you get there. You'll probably be still top 1%, if not better, just by being smart with where you're spending your money and not buying things that devalue over time, like the ceramic weapon things, buying things that will last you a long time, like planning on getting mythic prints. That stuff does not fall off, as well as the drone components and the skill chips. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.